Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between FC Barcelona and Getafe, and FC Barcelona has won against Getafe 5-2 at the Camp Nou. It was a very entertaining match. There were some downfalls. Barcelona did show some weaknesses, but in the end Barcelona did score a total of 5 goals against Getafe. And not only that, but Barcelona continues to be in the race. They have gained 3 points. They have done what they were supposed to do, and now the La Liga race is back on. Ronald Koeman's Barcelona continues to fight for this league title. And so what we are going to do in today's post-match review is talk about the first half, the second half, and then give my overall review of this game. If you guys are new here, this is basically what we do. We talk about Barcelona after every match and just rate at how Ronald Koeman's men did play on the field. So welcome to the channel and let's get to it. And we are first going to be talking about the lineup. So if we look at the lineup here, we can see that this was a very decent lineup. Sergio Roberto was surprisingly starting within the starting 11. And if you were to look at the type of players that Ronald Koeman has implemented in the starting 11, Ronald Koeman was going to go for a 3-5-2 and Sergio Roberto was going to act as the right winger within that 5-man midfield. So there was a lot of ground that Sergio Roberto had to cover. As for Gerard Piqué, I'm surprised to see that Piqué continues to start under Ronald Koeman. Ever since he did come back from that injury, Gerard Piqué continues to play in every game, and not only that, but start in every game. It really does show you that Ronald Koeman greatly needed a player like Gerard Piqué. As for Dembélé, the main reason why Dembélé did not participate within this game is because earlier today it has been announced that Dembélé is suffering from pubis discomfort. I have no idea what that is, but it does sound very serious. So hopefully Dembélé does recover as soon as possible because we will need him. And then as for the midfield, we do continue to see players such as PEDRI and Frenkie de Jong. And because PEDRI and de Jong has started in this game, it says here according to Juan Martí that de Jong and PEDRI, including today, they have featured in a total of 97.87% of Barcelona's games in this season, which is a massive amount of games. I do believe that this is also telling us that Ronald Koeman does not really trust on the other midfielders. And when I do mean by other midfielders, I do mean players such as Riqui Puig and Pjanic. PEDRI and Frenkie de Jong continues to be the main priority under Ronald Koeman's Barcelona squad. But look, I do think that when it comes to these two players and these two gem of a players, it is well deserved. They do deserve every minute they do get on the field because they do play very well. I do think that the only reason why so many people are not okay with PEDRI and Frenkie de Jong playing in every match, it is because eventually these players could encounter some type of injury, because when you are being played at this type of frequency, the injuries will come. But at the moment, Frenkie de Jong and PEDRI have been adapting to this new frequency of games very, very well. So now going into the first half, and just to give an overall review of how this first half really was, it was a very entertaining match. Barcelona played very well in the first half. Barcelona have showed the dominance. They have showed that we are going to play our own game at the Camp Nou. And I do think that the main reason why Barcelona show such dominance later throughout the first half, it is because lately, when it comes to Barcelona and the frequency of games that they do play throughout the season, they do play every 5 to 6 days. A couple of months ago, Barcelona were playing every 3 to 4 days. So the frequency has slowed down. And I do believe that because of that, the rhythm that Barcelona plays within those first 1 to 10 minutes, it does tend to be kind of slow, which is normal, right? Because when you do experience less frequency of games, it does take you a while to get into match rhythm. And that is exactly what we did see in Barcelona's first 1 to 10 minutes. Barcelona were trying to get into the rhythm and tried to find the ability to move the ball as fast as possible. And then it did not take that long for Barcelona to find their first goal, because on the 7th minute, we did see Messi score Barcelona's first goal in this game with a beautiful assist from Sergio Busquets. It was a world-class assist coming from Busquets, and this was Messi's 24th goal of the season. And because of this goal, it has been said that in this season, Lionel Messi has been involved in a total of 30 goals throughout this season under Ronald Koeman. So he has contributed in a total of 22 goals and provided 8 assists. And also with this assist coming from Sergio Busquets, we can also see here that Busquets with his 4th assist in this La Liga season, this is equaling his career best. The last time he did contribute in a total of 4 assists in his career was back in the 2017-2018 season. Fast forward towards the 12th minute, we did see Lenglet score an own goal for FC Barcelona, which meant that at that time on the 12th minute, Getafe and FC Barcelona were leveled. They were leveled 1-1, and I'm not even going to take all of my time to talk about Lenglet's own goal. It is what it is. It was a huge deflection. Lenglet was not fast enough to react in order for that ball to touch him and go into the goal, so it is what it is. and we had to move forward. And one of the players that I do want to greatly talk about, it is Mingueza. Mingueza in the first half was playing extraordinary. The way that he anticipates every move from the opposition, the way that he expects the player, the opposition, always trying to think, what is this player going to do next? Mingueza does extremely well at doing that. And when it comes to man marking the opposition and suffocating the front line, Mingueza is also great at doing that. And I think that as we continue to see more games coming from Mingueza, I think that one of his best attributes is the fact that he's a really great player when it comes to tracking back. Because when Barcelona are being counterattacked, Mingueza is always the player that is seen to run back as fast as possible and get into that position. He is a very reliable player. But we are going to continue to talk about Mingueza later throughout the second half, because there was an incident that did happen between Ronald Koeman and Oscar Mingueza. But overall, I do believe that many were pleased with Mingueza's performance, and I also do believe that Mingueza played a great and an important role on why Barcelona did win the Copa del Rey. And Mingueza continues to show his quality throughout this league season, so I am very proud. And then fast forward towards the 28th minute, we did see Getafe score an own goal for FC Barcelona that placed Barcelona in a 2-1 lead on the 28th minute. It was coming through great miscommunication between the Getafe players, and by that point it almost did seem like an own goal fest. Barcelona scored an own goal and then Getafe scored an own goal, and it was very ridiculous to see that, because the way that Getafe committed that own goal, this is a Getafe side that likes to commit towards great defending, and to make a mistake like that, it was absolutely atrocious. So later throughout the first half, we did see Messi having his A game against Getafe. He was one of the highlights of the first half. He looked way more alive than ever, and I think that the attitude that he does bring on the pitch with his players, it is very, very positive, and it is always great to see when Messi is smiling on the pitch, having a great time playing his own game. That is the Messi that we do want to see. And for a moment there in the first half, we did see Messi, Frankie de Jong, and Sergio Roberto try to find ways to break down the Getafe defense on the right side of the pitch, which did end up paying off, because on the 33rd minute, we did see Messi self-assist himself and scored the third goal for FC Barcelona. If you were to look at that goal and the way that he placed himself just to score that goal, he shot it with his right foot, he hit the post. When the ball hit the post, it went back straight to himself and then placed it with his left foot. And overall, it was a very great goal. It was not an intentional goal. I know that Messi intentionally was not trying to do that, but in the end, only Messi can do those type of things. And with this goal, he now has a total of 23 goals and 8 assists within La Liga. And so far in 2021 by itself, from January until this day, Messi has contributed in a total of 31 goals for FC Barcelona, which now puts him at 23 goals for Barcelona and 8 assists. And that was it, right? That was the first half coming from FC Barcelona. It was a great dominant display, very entertaining. We saw some own goals. We saw Messi playing his game. We saw Mingueza defending very well. Barcelona as a collective were playing as a team. And if you were to look at the overall stats that Barcelona has portrayed on the field in the first half, we were dominant in every section on the pitch, with a possession of a total of 83.2% possession, and Barcelona also had a total of 4 shots on target. Barcelona really brought the game towards Getafe. But now I do want to go into the second half, right? Because I think that when we talk about the second half, it was a completely different display coming from Barcelona. We saw 2 different FC Barcelonas, and one of the main reasons why we did see a completely different Barcelona, it was because of the man management coming from Ronald Koeman. This is something that we have been seeing throughout the whole course of this season. It is starting to be very consistent for Koeman to manage his players in this way, and I'm going to be explaining what I do mean by this. So by the start of the second half, we did see Moriba and Ronald Araujo coming for Longley and Gerard Piqué, which meant that Frankie de Jong did play as one of the center backs within that defensive line. So it was okay, right? Many were saying, okay, these are great substitutions. We're going to see a youngster like Moriba play, and then we're also going to see a couple of minutes coming from Ronald Araujo. If it were to stay like this, it would have been great, because Barcelona, when they do have players such as Moriba and Araujo, they do tend to play very well. But then later in the game, this is what really made everyone question what was Ronald Koeman doing within the second half. Trincao came in for Sergio Roberto on the 64th minute, and we also did see Samuel Umtiti come in on the 75th minute and coming in for Mingueza. And by that point, we started to see so many scatters around the field. And by the time Umtiti did replace Mingueza, that also meant that all 3 center backs that have started against Getafe, they were all completely out before the 80-minute mark. And sometimes we did see Frankie de Jong play as a left center back, sometimes as a right center back. And when you do these type of things, right, when you substitute at this type of frequency within a span of 10 to 15 minutes and you see these players occupying different positions, you start to see Barcelona completely break down. Like for example, there were many passes that Antoine Griezmann was doing that was completely inaccurate. We saw some midfielders within the 5-man midfield line making inaccurate passes, and by that time the intensity coming from Ronald Koeman's players was dropping down extremely quickly, and Barcelona were paying the price. We were in a position where Getafe did score another goal, which was a penalty, and at that very moment it almost did seem like, could Getafe actually score a third goal against FC Barcelona at the Camp Nou? Because Barcelona were actually losing control on the field. And it is those small details, right? Regardless if Barcelona were winning 3-1, it is those small details that really do count when it does come to being the coach of FC Barcelona. The fact that you had the ability to make these substitutions and then come out with this type of outcome and then have Barcelona suffer until the 80th minute, it is something that you do have to fix. Because yet again, we did see Ronald Koeman fail to secure a win very early in the game and make Barcelona suffer very late in the match. We have to put these games away. And the last time we did see these many substitutions and seeing how many players were going from the right side to the left side, where we had to question in every minute, what position is this player playing? The last time we did do that, it was against Real Madrid. And in that game, Barcelona did lose 2-1 against Real Madrid. But luckily, we were playing against Getafe, a side that did not have the exact same quality as Real Madrid. So Barcelona did not get fully punished. And so if you are making substitutions where in result you do deteriorate the Barcelona team, something does need to be fixed. And especially when it comes to your man management, you need to know what players to put in the exact moments and what right players to put for specific players. And then we did see a incident, right, which is something that I have explained that we should talk about in today's video, and that was between Mingueza and Ronald Araujo. Mingueza did come out for Samuel Umtiti on the 75th minute, and before Mingueza was substituted out, we did see Ronald Koeman on camera speaking to a player. Many reporters were suggesting that Ronald Koeman was talking to Mingueza, and when we saw Ronald Koeman yelling at Mingueza on the field, many reporters were trying to investigate what Ronald Koeman was saying to Mingueza. And the only thing that we have gotten so far was Ronald Koeman telling Mingueza that why was Mingueza attacking when Barcelona is playing with a 3-man defensive line? Because Mingueza was playing as the right center back. And when you do those type of things, it does show some type of irresponsibility, because as a right center back, you must always have your ground covered no matter what, because if not, you could pay the price for it. And so about 5 minutes later after that incident, that is the reason why we did see Mingueza come out. And when we saw Mingueza walking down back into the benches, we did see players such as Serginho Dest, Ricky Puig try to accompany Mingueza, saying that everything's going to be okay, that you should not feel so down about yourself, and that he could get it next time, because everybody does make mistakes. And then when Mingueza came to Ronald Koeman, he tried to give Ronald Koeman a handshake, but Ronald Koeman said, I'm not going to have any of it. And he ignored him for a couple of seconds and then gave him the handshake. But you could really see, if you were to look at the video, that there was tension between Ronald Koeman and Mingueza. And I assume that Ronald Koeman just told Mingueza, we'll talk later, because right now is not the time. And look, these things do happen. When you are a young player and you are being demanded to be disciplined within your game, you are going to be making some mistakes. But I do think that the main reason why Ronald Koeman was so tense at this moment, it was because at this very moment, Barcelona were winning 3-2, and there were still 15 to 20 minutes to play, and Barcelona did not have control of the ball, which meant that Getafe could actually find that third goal. And I think that Ronald Koeman was feeling it. Ronald Koeman was very tense at this moment, and he was probably looking at this team and saying, if we make one mistake, we could possibly lose 2 points. And that is why I do assume that when a coach is at the heat of the moment and you see a young player making these type of mistakes, you are going to get very frustrated. And that is why we saw what we did see. And that is going to be the final conclusion. We did see 2 different FC Barcelonas, one great dominant Barcelona in the first half and one low intensity FC Barcelona in the second half. And just to top it all off, in those last 10 minutes of the second half, we did see Messi assist Ronald Araujo on the 87th minute, and by that point it gave Barcelona a breather to show that Barcelona was going to finish this game at the Camp Nou 4-2. But later in the dying seconds of the match, we did see Antoine Griezmann score a penalty goal that that placed Barcelona in a 5-2 win against Getafe. And I remember at that moment when Griezmann did score that penalty, the only reason why he was awarded that penalty was because Messi gave Griezmann the ball, saying that, look, I could score my hat-trick, I could score my third goal against Getafe, but I'm not going to do that because of what we have displayed in the second half. Let's make this a collective effort. Let's have every player score a goal against Getafe. And that is why we did see Messi, as the captain, give Antoine Griezmann the ball in order for Griezmann to score that penalty. And Barcelona, at the end of that game, they have won 5-2. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona post-match review. Let me know what was your favorite goal in this game. Who was your man of the match? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.